The United States Postal Service wants to set the record straight for postal customers with home delivery. The confusion was a result of letters from the USPS to island residents notifying them of their correct location addresses. According to USPS Corporate Communications Specialist Duke Gonzalez, they are aware that some customers who received address notifications are seeing villages attached to their addresses that they do not identify with as their home village. As we reported, many villages seem to have been eliminated, such as Sinahanya, which is now classified as Hagutnya, while Pidi is now Santa Rita. Mayor Robert Huffman says this was attributed to maps received from Public Works, but the agency's director, Carl Dominguez, says he and his staff are puzzled by this and wants proof that they provided documentation.
And all of a sudden, I've been instructed by the post office to change it to Santa Rita. Well, when I looked at a map of my house of 31 years, it clearly says it's in Asan-Pidi. So I would like to ask the post office how they came to, what documentation they received from DPW that my house is in Santa Rita and not in Pidi.
Gonzalez says the reason behind this is that Guam's zip codes were consolidated back in 2001 from 21 different zip codes down to 13. Effective that date, one of the changes made were consolidating Hagutnya, Aganya Heights, Asan, Sinahanya, and Mongmong into the 96910 zip code, with Hagutnya as the city destination. The mail mishap was discussed during today's Mayor's Council of Guam meeting. Or Chalampago Mayor Jesse Gogui says for residents of his village to identify as Hagutnya does not make sense.
If they're going to incorporate the adjustment of their zip code system to acknowledge the existence of multiple districts, we're not the ones who modified the zip code system. And then when they created all of these satellite post offices, they added zip codes. But they added zip codes based on post offices, not based on districts.
Right.
And so now, what we need to emphasize is that we have districts.
Gonzalez says the upshot of this is that as long as customers use their correct and complete street addresses and their correct zip codes, as provided in the letter, the USPS processing machines will be able to identify and properly route the mail, whether the city is listed as Sinahanya or Hagutnya. He adds while they prefer residents to use addresses exactly as provided, there should be no problem with customers substituting their actual village with the provided correct village, as long as the street address and zip code used is the same as provided in the letter. In the meantime, mayors like Agates Carol Toyama still wants answers and a meeting with the USPS because they've been inundated with frustrated constituents.
When this came out, right now I am just as angry and with what's going on. With our residents are just as angry like us. So the only way to resolve this is have the people in here who are responsible for this.
The Mayor's Council of Guam approved a motion to send a letter to Congresswoman Madeline Bordallo outlining their concerns. They are also hoping to hold a special meeting with DPW and the USPS to air out their concerns. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Jolene Toves.